Good morning. You can probably tell I'm in a different environment. My friend is currently traveling and I'm gonna stay at her place for a few days. And I worked out perfectly today because I have a dentist appointment at 8 a.m. and it's down the street. So love that. But I am running a little late. Oh, that was clearly my first sip of water in the morning. I'm checking out this new dentist. I went to the dentist for the first time in a long time. I don't know if you guys saw in one of my older vlogs when I was in California. And they fixed a lot of my issues. But the last thing that I need to get done is get my wisdom teeth removed. Like all 4 of them have severe cavities, but they don't want to fix them though because they're like, these teeth need to come out like yesterday. So I'm just gonna go have a little like consultation, like checkup, I guess, with the new dentist today. I know he's gonna like look at them and be like, girl, we gotta go get those out now. Okay, I'm back. I knew that was just like an exam, but like, oh my god, that was the shortest appointment. It was 3 minutes. I was out of there by 8:03. I paid $90 for this man to like look at my mouth for 2 seconds. I booked my wisdom teeth removal on October 11th. I'm gonna see if they could take me sooner because it just hurts so bad, but I have it booked for then. But I'm so scared. This is why I didn't take care of my teeth for so long, because I was just so, it's so scary. I'm so scared. Like, they're taking out 4 teeth and I'm awake. I could go to sleep, but I feel like that's so dramatic. Like everyone that I ask, I'm like, can I just go under? They're just like, like you can, but like you could just get it frozen and it's fine. And I'm just like, fuck. So I'm gonna just do the freezing and the laughing gas. I don't like it, but I need to do it. And that's something like I'm just stepping into more now, is just fully taking care of myself, taking care of my teeth. Like, yeah, it's scary, but it needs to be done. Anyways, I'm about to make some coffee, which when I'm at Rachel's, I have to make instant coffee, which is still fine, but she let me know she does have a espresso. Yeah, she has like a little like old style Italian espresso maker, so I might make that during my time staying here. But I need to tell you about my dream last night. It was so, first of all, there's so many dreams in one, you know those, but the dream that I had right before I woke up, I was taken into this room and there was like a dance teacher and like all these like people. Okay, if you watch Friends, it reminded me of that episode with Joey when he's like, he auditions for like this part where he has to like be a dancer and like the teachers like tells him that he has to run the class and like all these other dancers just like follow him and he's like has no idea what he's doing. That was my dream. So the teacher was there and she was like all like professional with her little like glasses. She was like a cartoon character. She just like tells me to like take over the room and I just do. I'm just taking over the room and I'm dancing. I'm like flowing. Like I'm flowing through these people and I'm telling, like, they're just like flowing around me and like I'm creating this like masterpiece moment and I'm not falling. Like obviously it's my dream. I'm like gonna control it, but I'm like launching myself and I'm like landing it. Anyways, I'm dancing around. All these people are dancing around me and then we do another dance and like everyone's just like, oh my god, like so impressed. And then there's a pole. The one guy, he was like, yeah, you have to do a little bit of dancing on the pole. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. So he was like excited. He was like, oh my god. Cause I don't know if people thought I wasn't gonna be comfortable, but I was like, I know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I go over and like the dance teacher is about to like put a song on and like have me like do some like flips on the pole. I grab the pole and then all I hear blaring is, "It's 6 a.m. Rachel. You are so amazing, confident, wise. Money is flowing into your life effortlessly." Rachel has an alarm on her Google Home that just like yells affirmations at her first thing in the morning, which I think is great. I love it. I just like was definitely fucking scared out of my mind. And also it woke me up and it took me out of my dream and I never got to dance on the pole. So I don't even know if I know how to dance on the pole. But that's how I started my morning. Anyways, let's make some coffee. morning.
But I opened some, so at least I know look good for me just looking at the top of the suits.
Okay, so I just had my first 2-hour work sesh and now I'm having breakfast. Just oats, chia seed, and flax meal. This is like a lot of fiber. Sometimes I do that to myself. It's great for the gut. So, but I have some exciting news. I don't really want to talk about it too much because you're gonna see it soon and I really dive into like a lot of the things that I would want to say now. But for those of you who may or may not know, I have a podcast called The Spiritual Outcast, and I started this podcast during a very transformative time in my life. And again, I don't want to get too deep into it because I explained this all in episode 1 of my rebrand of this podcast. So I think I'm gonna start posting about it today and like letting people know. So I've changed the name to The Spiritual Businesswoman. I loved having my podcast to really sit down and like have a theme and like really jump into it. But I just like wasn't connected to the spiritual outcast anymore. I feel like I've changed so much. And the biggest change that I'm noticing is really like balancing my two internal worlds. My masculine and feminine energy, the part of me that is such an ambitious like go-getter, like has all these goals, like wants to run businesses, be my own boss, all those things. And there's like a very just like soft, gentle, feminine hippie part of me that just wants to like live in Costa Rica on the beach every single day and just read and meditate and relax. I feel these two worlds are really coming together, and as I'm like letting them come together, like letting both of them exist, I'm realizing like it's possible to let them both exist. Like I don't have to pick one or the other. And that's like a very core topic that I want to talk about a lot on The Spiritual Businesswoman, on the new podcast, is really balancing this and being women in business, being ambitious, like having all these goals, but still living a soft life and not sacrificing our health and the way that we naturally work and move as women to be successful, to be considered businesswomen. So I'm noticing the small changes in my day-to-day. I feel like I just had an era of my life of very much my feminine, and the part, like the masculine that's coming up now is very much like the planner in me, who's planning things out and setting goals, and even like planning out time to chill, to meditate, to do my workouts, to sit in my imagination and create, you know, like I'm really planning time to dive into like my soft life a little bit. But yeah, so I'm so excited for that. I'm finally getting my like teeth fixed and getting my wisdom teeth out, which by the way, I switched my appointment to October 4th. So I literally jumped it up a week from the 11th. Cause I'm like, better sooner than later. Like, what am I waiting for? Also, Van's gonna be here, so he'll be able to take care of me when I'm like out of commission for a couple days, which is nice. But anyways, this week is pretty packed. We are doing a photo shoot for Night Swim, and then we are heading straight to a cabin for a few nights, just the team, for honestly like a little work trip slash photo shoot to shoot our new fall collection. And then I have been not resonating with the gym anymore. Like every time I go, I'm not in it. I'm not enjoying it. I'm not pushing myself. I don't know. I'm so over it. I've been loving my runs and I've been loving Pilates. Depending on how much work I have to do, the next time I see you will probably be before my Pilates class. I'm super excited. I'm just like not trying to force myself to go to the gym and do my old workouts when it's like, I don't know, it's not feeling good. I'm not in the mood. Pilates, like it's hard. It's hard enough that I break a sweat, but it's also just so much like working with your body and like stretching. I don't know, I'm just so into it right now versus like going to the gym and lifting heavy weights. I'm just like not in the mood to be doing that right now. So I put my Pilates fit on. It's just this one piece from Aritzia. I'm trying to get myself in the mood for Pilates. I'm really excited, but I don't know why I'm having like anxiety. I don't know, I feel a little weird today, a little anxious. I also posted, which you guys are gonna see the episode very soon, but I posted my podcast art, Spiritual Businesswoman, on Instagram today, and I'm getting so much love and like I feel really good, but it's so hard like putting yourself out there and like doing something like this. I don't want to say it's so hard because I don't want to believe that, you know. It's like that's something I'm obviously working through and I don't want it to be so hard, but I also want to validate how I'm feeling right now and like be real, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't know, I'm having a little internal war, little anxiety, and then like the thought of going to Pilates. I think I was like excited earlier, and now I don't know. I'm feeling the resistance. This is the thing, you gotta push through it. But yeah, what I'm learning through doing this, like through all of it, is starting is the hardest part. And I know this. I've like, even back when I started my lash business years ago, like when I decided to step away from lashing to travel and like literally just completely switch my career, I was so confident at lashing, at posting, at running my business, at having clients over. All of it was so easy. I was like, I literally, by the end of my lashing career, I mastered it. I felt like I truly mastered it. And if I really was super passionate about lashing and like wanted that for myself, I could have easily just like keep, you know, expanding and do that. I never really wanted that for myself. But when I think about the beginning and taking my first few clients, even just posting about it, trying to get clients, like putting yourself out there, oh my god, like it's so scary, and it really is the hardest part, and you just learn from it. And this is the thing too, you need to start to learn certain things. Like I think a lie that I would tell myself is like, I'm gonna like be as prepared as possible before I start so that I'm like ready for anything. But you can do that and try to prepare yourself as much as possible, but still just in doing it, in starting, you're gonna have to face a lot of your shadows by starting, by putting yourself out there, by like other people knowing what you're doing. Like just actually starting is a huge part of the lesson that you need to go through to have what you want, like to have that thing happen. I hope I like explain that properly, because the more and more I like do things like this and put myself out there and just like, I don't know, find like the confidence to put out my offerings and just really want to build something for myself, like damn, this part's the hardest. Never making it to this part, never making it past this part, I feel like is common. I feel like that's really common for people, and it's so vulnerable being in it. But I just like, I want to talk about it, and I want to like be in this part and like truly share how it is and how it feels and work through it, because I know I'm going to work through it, and I know I'm just gonna get better as I go. And to be able to document this for you, like I feel like that is an offering in itself, you know, like you watching me put myself out there and be so vulnerable and like literally being faced with my shadows and anxiety and all these things, and like not giving up on myself, I feel like in itself is an offering to you. It's hard and vulnerable and scary, but I started. It's out there. I have started uploading episode 1. It's gonna go out October 1st. Now it's out there and it's started, and I just gotta keep going. And I know where I want to take it, and I know what I want to show people and teach people and offer to people, and I'm just gonna keep knowing. I'm gonna keep knowing more and more. Anyways, let's go to Pilates.
We need to do or no? So as you're putting the carriage back in, you're not just letting the springs do the work for you. I want you to actively, you're a little groggy. And we're zippering up. Last 2. You can keep. Last 1. And then everyone can go. Press your hands down by your side. We're going to lower your left leg down towards the foot bar. As your arms lift up, you'll reach that leg back up and the side. Inhale, we lift back up. So for my weightlifting gym girlies, this is kind of like a lateral raise. We're swinging in front. We're only letting it go as far as your tailbone is still staying nice and heavy. Great. Keeping that leg reaching nice and straight. And hopefully you feel that pec working here as well. Alright, we're going to go for 1 more here. I want you to, once you have your shoulders pulled over your wrists again, you can go ahead and relax and send your bum back behind you. Don't move the tower deck. Isolate those.
That was so fun. I can't believe that even for a second I thought of canceling because of the mood that I was in. That would have been so silly. Okay, that place was so cute. The atmosphere was so cute. The teacher was so nice. And then as I'm leaving, the woman that was working out next to me, she's like walking with me to her car, and she's like, "You're really strong, by the way." Oh my god. I was like, thank you. I very much needed that, and I'm very much a Pilates girl. So it is 8:15 and I'm in bed. I'm about to do a little editing and then read some of my book. So I finished Rich as Fuck and now I'm reading Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And I've been doing this guy's meditations for a while. You know, they're extremely powerful. I've been consuming his free content for I don't even know how many years. I really have been keeping up with him. I just haven't sat down and taken the time to read his book. And I feel like when you have like a list of books that you want to read, it's pretty crazy how even if you get them gifted to you or you buy them or you don't buy them, you don't have them, but you're thinking about them, I feel like books come to you or you decide to finally open them when it's time. I don't know if you like feel that way. I've had like books for years and I'm like, oh, let me read that book, you know? And it's exactly what I needed at that time in my life. You know, even though I feel so behind in a weird way for like not having read this book already, I feel like it's coming into my life at the perfect time. It's so like big and heavy too. It feels very academic. It feels very scholar. It feels like I need to walk with it like this to school. I wanted to kind of like talk through something that I did in my head, and I do this often. So earlier in this vlog you guys saw I had a little like, I'm not gonna say meltdown, there was definitely no meltdown, but I was dealing with a lot of anxiety, a lot of like big emotions in my body, and you know, going to the Pilates class and just taking my mind off it definitely helped. But I was having some shower thoughts and I just like remembered a truth. Like I just came back to something that brought me back instantly. Like that's the thing, when you develop these new beliefs and new ways of thinking, sometimes you'll forget. Like sometimes you go back into old ways, sometimes you have anxiety, like these things happen, you get in a depressive episode. But when you start to like reel it in, just back up for a second, remind yourself of your truths or the truths that you're trying to implement, you're trying to teach your brain like this is how we think. I was able to recognize and remind myself just now that my energy was very outwards, and I felt a little puppet-like I was getting a lot of love today for, you know, posting the new podcast rebrand, and it was making me feel really good, but I was letting it, you know, affect my mood. And not to say like getting a compliment shouldn't let you feel good, but it was kind of puppeting me, my emotions. Like, it was making me feel good, and then I would, you know, start to think of maybe what are people thinking bad things, and like I would get a compliment or a DM and then I would feel good again. My energy was very outwards and it was being controlled by others in a way versus, you know, being controlled by me, and just not letting these outside voices, positive or negative, like affect them. That's something that I very much struggled with. Like I spent so many years needing external validation to feel good about myself. There's no way that like, and after, you know, just a couple years of reprogramming, that I'm gonna like completely get rid of that. It like comes back sometimes, and with old ways of thinking and limiting beliefs and whatever, it's such a like illusion that you get stuck in. Like I was so stuck in it, and I let it put me in this like weird anxious place. It took me out of me and out of my energy and out of my day. I didn't want to go to Pilates anymore. I was like working on my passion project. I was working on the podcast and, you know, next episodes and uploading the podcast, and it wasn't feeling fun. Like I didn't want to do it. I just wanted to like maybe be on my phone and like scroll on TikTok. Like I don't know, I wasn't wanting to be me. I wasn't stepped into me and my energy, and I wasn't in control of my energy and my emotions. It was very much outwards. And the second I remembered that, like the second I got out of the illusion, I remembered that I was acting this way, it's like I brought myself back instantly. Like I'm back. It's gone. Like I feel like I was like spread across the room, like I don't know, I was splattered, and I was just able to go like with my energy, and I just like remembered I'm in control. I don't know, I'm trying to like voice this to explain, because it really is such a practice. Like the things that you are trying to let go of, the things that you don't like about yourself, the ways that you've been that you don't want to be anymore. Like I, first of all, admit it and accept it. So like I, a couple years ago, had to sit down with myself and be like, I do not want to be someone who searches for external validation to feel good about herself. That's not someone I want to be. Like I don't want to be that way. Me acknowledging that and recognizing that, I still was that, right? Like I still was in that energy. I still was someone who needed that, but I was like, I don't want to be this way. So then you start to cultivate ways and methods and habits and routines that take you out of that, you know, and start to build this like new belief and new mindset and new way of thinking. But you gotta remind yourself, like you gotta come back to it. And so I had that moment today, and that's why like doing it, being vulnerable, putting yourself out there, like whatever it is, literally anything, even just like being single and thinking that you're like ready for a relationship and getting a relationship, like once you actually do the thing, once you actually get in a relationship, start the business, whatever, so many of these things that you think you're like healed or whatever, like it resurfaces, it comes up, and then it's up to you. Like, are you going to fall for your triggers and be a victim to the way that you are and the way that you've been? Or are you gonna realize like, damn, this shit deep rooted, and I gotta practice what I preach, and I gotta like get into the zone, and I gotta come back to me? That is something that I just went through that I feel like is, you know, a good reminder. If you just find yourself falling into old patterns, like don't be disappointed, you know, like you get lost in it. Like you really get lost in it. It's like, it's a deep illusion, and pulling yourself out of it is a very strong and brave thing to do. And whether you need to like sit down and just be real with yourself, journal, take a shower, oh my god, like taking a shower is life-changing. Like it was like an aha moment in the shower of like, oh, that's why, you know, like that's why I felt like that. Like I just fell into this old pattern, this old way of thinking, and I know how to get myself out of it, and I know how to come back to my energy, and now I just feel so good. Like I get to go to bed and like edit this vlog, read my book, and just feel so good, because I deserve to feel good, you know, like I deserve to have a good day. And I did something scary and vulnerable today. It brought up some shadows, it brought up some anxiety, but I still showed up for me. I still went to my Pilates class, you know, I came back to me. Like you deserve to feel good, even if that can just bring you back. Like whatever mood you're in, you're falling into old ways, like you deserve to feel good. You deserve to feel like you deserve to lay in bed and do whatever you want to do right before bed and like enjoy your night. Just because like something bad happens in the day, let's say, it doesn't have to like be that way the rest of the day. Like I had an iffy day, and I changed my day around starting at 6 p.m, you know, and it's just gotten like up from there, and I get to go to bed in a good mood, in a right headspace. I think I really do want to journal tonight, because yeah, a lot came up, and I feel like this was a form of journaling, honestly. So thank you for listening, but I do want to sit and journal about this, because I feel like this is a good reminder to come back to, you know? It's a process, like life, becoming who you want to be, the whole thing is a process. And I feel like these moments, even though they're like hard, they just help to remind me how far I've come and how dedicated I am to myself, and to constantly coming back to myself and being the main character in my story, being the creator of my reality, like coming back to that and not being lost in the sauce. But anyways, I think this video is long. I think I'm gonna end the vlog here. Thank you so much for watching. Oh my god, I appreciate you so much. Spiritual Businesswoman episode 1 is dropping October 1st, so be on the lookout for that. There is a video version that's going to be on this channel, but there's also the audio version that'll be available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. But anyways, I'm gonna go to bed with me and my books and my things. I hope you have an amazing day or night, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.